This is that hot rod Deluxe from yesterday that was making such awful noises and cutting out and sounding like the world was ending whenever you tried to, play guitar through it. New filter caps. This one was leaking. If this one was leaking, all the others would have been short right behind it. New 5-watt components here in the low voltage supply. While there is discoloration on the board, no actual burning had occurred yet, just mild toasting. Of the 8 pads and traces involved, only one, this one right here, was just beginning to lift off the board. That's one of the things that the heat does, is it makes the traces and pads lift off the board. But that was an easy thing to fix. And then the 2-watt over here also burns the board. You can see we've got air gaps beneath all these things. So the heat damage should not happen again in the future. And I would be able to button this amp up, except someone at Fender cut a corner and hoped that no one would notice. When they were installing the nuts on these jacks, the one on the power amp in, the effects return jack, they cross-threaded it. And so all these plastic threads are just all mangled and torn up. And if you can put one of those nuts on there at the wrong angle once, but once it comes off, it's a done deal. So I've got another one of these jacks on order, at which point I'll put the amp all the way together. It's a $4 jack and $6 shipping, but that's just an additional $10 because someone put the nut on wrong. It's a nice sounding amp other than that. When I say it's a nice sounding amp, I mean the clean channel. The overdrive channel, not so much. The boosted overdrive channel, extremely not so much. But if you gig one of these, or if you have one of these for your backline and you've got some overdrive pedals, you can dial in a nice clean. Let me turn on the bright switch for those who like it. The reverb's a little bit exaggerated, by which I mean you have it goes from no reverb to quite a bit of reverb in a very narrow turn. I can't imagine most people would ever play this above 2 at the most, but it is there. And if you have the mids at noon or higher, the whole thing gets muddy. The mids pot really needs to be turned down quite a bit on these if you want it to sound like the 60s Fenders. But, the clean is quite nice, and they are loud, and this one at least will no longer catch on fire. So that's nice.